Hey guys, Cherise here with Inglés para Brazucas, and I'm very excited about today. Let me share my screen. 1 second. Okay, so today, this is class number 4 of Let's Talk 2021. Guys, this class this month has been so much fun. So, class number 4. The name of this story is Shake It Off and Step Up. So let's go ahead and start reading this. So let's start here. There was a lazy and cruel farmer who owned an old mule. One day, the mule fell into the farmer's well. The farmer heard the mule braying, or whatever mules do when they fall into wells. After carefully assessing the situation, the farmer felt sorry for the mule, but decided that neither the mule nor the well was worth saving. Instead, he called his sons together and told them what had happened and asked them to help get dirt to bury the old mule in the well and put him out of his misery. So, initially, the old mule was hysterical and began to panic. The mule was in the well alone. It was dark. The one person who should save him is not only leaving him in the dark and cold well, but is now burying him alive. How could this farmer be so cruel and heartless? As the dirt fell on the mule, he shook it off and he stepped up a little higher. He repeated this a few times. As the farmer and his sons continued shoveling, and as the dirt hit his back, he realized that every time a shovel load of dirt landed on his back, he should shake it off and use the dirt to step up. This is what the old mule did, blow after blow. Shake it off and step up. Shake it off and step up. Shake it off and step up. He repeated to encourage himself. This is not how my story ends, he would tell himself. He was alone and felt every piece of dirt hit his back. It felt like rejection. It felt like abandonment from the one person he expected to help him. No matter how much it hurt or how distressing the situation seemed, the old mule fought panic and just continued shaking it off and stepping up. He fought depression. He fought the feelings of abandonment. He refused to be a victim to circumstances. He refused to let someone else determine his worth. He shook it off and stepped up one more time and one more time. Do you know what happened next? You guessed it. It wasn't long before the old mule, wounded and exhausted, stepped triumphantly over the wall of that well. What seemed like it would bury him, in reality, was a blessing to him. What was supposed to be his end was actually a fresh opportunity to live again. He had a new chance at life, all because of the manner in which he handled adversity. Wow. I love this story. This story is very special to me. So I was very excited to share this story with you guys. So let's look at the moral of this story. Here's the moral. What was meant to harm you can actually be a blessing, a big blessing. It can be the very thing you need to step up in life. Shake it off and step up. So this story has some difficult words. So let's look at some vocabulary. Maybe there are some new vocabulary words for you. So let's look at the first word, lazy. Preguiçoso, lazy, lazy. And in this word, you will pronounce this extra sound at the end. So it's not lays, it's lazy, lazy. So farmer, we were talking about the lazy and cruel farmer. Farmer is fazendeiro. So let's look up here. There was a lazy and cruel farmer who owned an old mule. What do you think mule is? Mule is mula, mula. So the lazy and cruel farmer, he owned an old mule. And this mule fell into the well. It fell into the well, poço. So this lazy and cruel farmer owned a mule, an old mule, who fell into the well. Next, the word is dirt. Terra, dirt, dirt. And then we have a similar word here in Portuguese, bury, enterrar, bury. So the lazy and cruel farmer had a mule who fell into the well, and the farmer did not want to save him. So he used the dirt, terra, to bury, enterrar, the mule in the well. So he wanted to put him out of his misery. Do you know this expression? Put him out of his misery. It means that the farmer wanted to basically matar Eli, the mula, to kill him, matar Eli, porque Eli estava sofrendo. He was suffering. He was an old mule who fell into the well, and the farmer decided to bury him with dirt, right? Because the mule was suffering. And the farmer used a shovel. Shovel. But the donkey shook it off. What did he shake off? The dirt. He shook it off. Ele sacudiu. So he shook the dirt off, right? And then he stepped up. Ele subiu mais alto. So when the farmer used the shovel to enterrar, to bury the donkey, the mula, with the dirt, terra, the donkey shook it off, sacudiu, and ele subiu mais alto. He stepped up, right? So next we have this word here, rejection. The donkey felt rejection. Donkey is the same as mule, mula, desculpa, the mule. So the old mule, mula, or donkey, he felt rejection. He felt abandonment, right? Because he was in the well, poço, right? He was in the well alone. And the lazy and cruel farmer was trying to bury, Enterrar, the mule with the dirt, terra. So next we have this word here, wounded, wounded, ferido, wounded. He was hurt. But eventually, he got out of the well triumphantly, triumphantly. So I will try to say this in Portuguese. This one's difficult. Triunfantemente, triunfantemente, maybe. It's like a trabalingua for me. It's difficult. But triumphantly, the mule, the donkey, climbed out of the well because he sacudiu, he shook it off, and he stepped up, right? So eventually, he continued to step up until he was free from the well. So here, this is an area if there are more vocabulary words for you. Maybe there are more words than these. Maybe you saw more words in the story and they are new words. You can write them here. Next, we have some pronunciation tips. Here we have owned. Be careful again with the ED. Like in some of our other stories, some of our other pronunciation tips in the previous weeks, this word is owned. So it's not owned, owned. Next, we have misery, misery. And this one can be a little bit difficult because it's similar to a word in Portuguese, but the pronunciation is a little bit different, just a little bit. Initially. Then we have fought. Now we have refused. Be careful again when the R is in the front of the word, it's not refused. It looks like it, but it's not. So refused. Maybe there are more words that were difficult for you to pronounce, or you have some questions about them. You can write them here and we can talk about them in class. The pronunciation, okay? I love this story so much. Now we have this section all mixed up. And in this section, these sentences here do not make sense because the words are mixed up. They are in different orders, right? It's in a different order. So we need to look at this part and we will not add new words and we will not remove words. We will use all of the words here. And we will put the words in order so the sentence makes sense, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. And here you can create your own sentences. 2 sentences about this story. So this is homework right here. We will read the story again in class together. But now you will have an idea of some of the difficult words, the vocabulary, and you can understand better in class because you read the story first. So you also have some questions for homework. Number 1, what happened in this story? So prepare your answers for class. So you need to answer what happened in the story. Number 2, what did you think or what was your opinion about the moral of the story? So prepare your answers. Number 3, do you agree or disagree with the moral of the story? Number 4, do you agree or disagree with the farmer's decision to put the mule out of his misery? Number 5, was there a time that you felt like this mule in the well? Maybe you felt alone. Maybe it seemed dark. Maybe the people that you expected would help you did not help you. Maybe they made the problem more difficult. So if you feel comfortable sharing something about this, you can prepare an answer. And finally, number 6, is there another moral or another lesson that you saw in the story? When you were reading the story, maybe we didn't talk about it in this video. So prepare your answers for these. So this is your homework. Feel free to read the story more if you need to. We have vocabulary, pronunciation, all mixed up. A place for you to write 2 sentences of your own and questions. So guys, I'm so excited to see you in class. I am so excited to talk about this specific story in class. And I think maybe I will tell you guys why in class, but it's a very special story to me. And I'm very excited to see you. I hope you enjoyed this story and I will see you guys soon. See you later.